If you bought a new motorhome in 2024, brace yourself, because values just fell off a cliff.
Higher inflation and fuel costs have hit RV sales really hard.
A local dealer says expensive gas prices have cut his motorized RV sales in half.
Across America, once high-demand rigs are now stacking up at auctions, selling for tens of thousands less than they did a year ago. Dealers are desperate, buyers are cautious, and the numbers are brutal. Even trusted brands aren't safe this time. We're breaking down the 12 motorhomes that lost the most money, and what this crash means for anyone still paying theirs off. Thor 4 wins. You can tell a market is in trouble when a workhorse like the Thor 4 Winds starts showing up at auction by the row. Through late 2024, dealers moved fleets of these units, some with barely 1,190 miles across the Mannheim, Indiana lanes, just to keep floor plan interest from swallowing their margins. A year earlier, the same coach sold new for $129,995. Today, those identical rigs change hands for about $87,000 even. That is a one-third drop, not from wear or damage, but from pressure building in the finance chain. Fleet operators pulled the first thread. Rising borrowing costs forced them to liquidate early. Each liquidation flooded more identical models into the wholesale pool, driving values lower for everyone else. The 4 Winds' dependable V10 and simple layout never failed mechanically, it failed economically. When too many units chase too few buyers, reliability cannot save residuals. What this means in plain terms, anyone who bought new in 2024 is likely sitting on a paper loss before the first major service. Those paying loans at 7.8% interest are watching equity dissolve every month. The price slide here is not random. It is the signal of a broader correction forming across mid-tier Class C motorhomes. And when a proven platform like this bends under market weight, imagine what happens to the trend-chasing vans that followed it. Winnebago Solus. Some collapses arrive quietly, with the hum of a van idling on an empty lot. That is how the Winnebago Solus lost its footing. In early 2024, the 59P and 59PX models rolled out as the face of affordable freedom. They carried price stickers around $136,500, promising off-grid comfort on a Ram Pro Master chassis. By the following autumn, those same units were clearing the wholesale lanes near $99,000 even. That 30+ thousand gap is not a rumor. It is recorded on CarEdge's resale tracker and confirmed through multiple dealer closeouts in Elkhart and Mesa. What caused the slide is simple math. Interest rates reached 8%, wiping the monthly payment advantage that once sold these rigs to first-time owners. Rental operators, squeezed by the same credit costs, dumped lightly used Solus vans with 1,190 to 2,400 miles. Dozens hit the market simultaneously. Each listing undercut the next, until depreciation snowballed faster than Winnebago could rebate. Even solid build quality and reliable plumbing could not offset a flood of nearly identical units, all fighting for fewer buyers. The result is a caution written in red ink. Owners who financed at peak pricing now owe more than the vehicle's trade value. For anyone watching resale charts, the Solus has become the warning light on the dashboard of the entire van segment. And if a respected flagship like this can lose altitude so fast, the luxury badge conversions above it are already feeling turbulence. If you're finding this breakdown useful, take a second to hit like and subscribe. It helps keep these reports coming, built on real data, not hype. Share your thoughts below. What values are you seeing where you live? Airstream Interstate 19. Prestige once shielded the Airstream Interstate 19 from ordinary market swings. Not anymore. Through 2024, buyers lined up for the Mercedes-Benz Sprinter Foundation, wrapped in Airstream's trademark aluminum polish. Each coach averaged around $230,000 when new, promising luxury without compromise. 12 months later, that promise met the market. Retail listings across Florida, Texas, and Arizona now cluster near $169,000. That is a verified drop of roughly $61,000 within a single model year. The slide traces back to financing and perception. Interest rates above 7.8% made monthly payments on these rigs higher than many house notes. Dealers responded with discounts once unthinkable for the interstate line. Buyers waiting in the wings saw the markdowns and paused, expecting deeper cuts. That hesitation became self-fulfilling. Each unsold unit pushed the next price lower. Even strong Mercedes powertrains and Airstream craftsmanship could not offset the psychological hit of seeing reduced again tags hang from six-figure windshields. Auction data from Elkhart confirms depreciation, approaching 26% year over year. The shine remained, but the equity vanished. Owners who paid retail now face a market that values nameplates less than balance sheets. The lesson is blunt yet valuable. Prestige holds only until the lenders flinch. If a heritage icon built on a Mercedes chassis can stumble, imagine the pressure waiting for the high-volume family coaches further down the price ladder. Forest River Sunseeker. Sometimes the collapse is not mechanical, it is arithmetic. The Forest River Sunseeker proves it. Through 2024, this coach sold steady at roughly $118,000. Buyers saw it as the dependable middle ground between entry-level and luxury. Then, factory incentives collided with reality when the 2000D and E25 models rolled out early with $10,000 cashback offers. The used market instantly reset. Dealers sitting on unsold 24 stock had to match those rebates just to compete. By autumn, auction lanes in Indiana and Texas showed wholesale clearances averaging $79,000. That is a documented loss of $39,000 in less than one fiscal year. None of it came from defects or design issues. It came from overproduction and the pressure of carrying loans that aged past their promotional interest windows. Floor plan fees mounted, patience vanished. Units that once turned in 60 days now lingered past 120. The math forced liquidation. For owners, the damage is immediate. Anyone trading a Sunseeker now faces appraisals below remaining loan balances. For shoppers, it is proof that timing beats brand. Even a solid performer can lose its footing when manufacturers flood the pipeline faster than buyers can absorb it. And when reliable workhorses buckle under oversupply, the so-called entry luxury rigs are about to face an even sharper reckoning. Integra Vision. Not every downturn begins with bad quality. Sometimes it starts with a redesign that arrives too soon. The Integra Vision learned that lesson the hard way. During 2024, the Vision 31V stood tall as an approachable Class A option, listing near $186,400. Solid interiors, dependable Ford power, and Integra's customer service reputation gave buyers confidence. Then, with almost surgical timing, the factory unveiled the 2025 Refresh Digital Dash, lighter cabinetry, new trim palettes. The announcement landed before many dealers cleared their prior year inventory. Suddenly, 24 models looked dated on the same showroom floor. Within weeks, discount sheets offered $15,000 in rebates. Auction results from Elkhart showed average resale slipping to roughly $124,000. That decline more than $60,000 lost in 12 months was not driven by defects but perception. Buyers who could stretch financing simply chose the new tech, leaving the older rigs parked and depreciating. For owners, equity vanished overnight. The Vision's reliability remained intact. Its value did not. A single model year update turned dependable coaches into discounted leftovers. That is the hidden cost of a market obsessed with features over fundamentals. If a cosmetic refresh can erase that much value in a gas-powered coach, the diesel side, where costs run double, is about to feel the ripple twice as hard. Tiffin Allegro Red 340. When confidence leaves the diesel market, it rarely whispers, it thunders. The Tiffin Allegro Red 340 was supposed to anchor that confidence. Built on a rear-engine diesel platform, the 340 carried the same craftsmanship that made Tiffin a legacy name in Red Bay, Alabama. In early 2024, new units averaged around $312,000. They sold briskly until insurance premiums and fuel prices began climbing together. By late season, wholesale sheets from NTP Stag recorded auction clears near $215,000. That drop of nearly $97,000 in a single fiscal cycle marked one of the sharpest first-year falls in Tiffin's history. The reasons cut deep. Emission system maintenance scared buyers off entry-level diesel pushers. Reports of diesel exhaust fluid sensor failures and the rising cost of extended warranties pushed cautious shoppers back toward gas models. Meanwhile, lenders raised minimum credit scores for six-figure loans, shrinking the eligible pool overnight. Inventory aged, interest accrued, and values gave way. Even the Red's solid Cummins power and quiet ride could not defy those economics. Today, the Allegro Red 340 stands as a reminder. Depreciation does not care how respected a badge is. It follows the math, not the reputation. And if that math looks punishing here, wait until technology itself becomes the reason a coach loses half its worth before its second oil change. Coachman Galleria Every market correction has a moment when confidence slips quietly through the cracks. For the Coachman Galleria, that moment arrived halfway through 2024. On paper, it had every advantage: a Mercedes-Benz Sprinter foundation, refined cabinetry, and the reputation of a brand that rarely disappoints. The sticker read about $192,000 new. 12 months later, auction data from Elkhart showed average resale hovering near $132,000, a decline of roughly $60,000 in a single model year. The culprit was not performance. It was the ownership math behind the badge. Service delays on imported Mercedes components left many dealers with idle bays and frustrated clients. Each complaint circulated online, and confidence began to drain. Buyers compared wait times and quietly crossed the Galleria off their lists. Meanwhile, production outpaced retail demand. Reports from wholesale inventory networks revealed a 42% increase in unsold Class B stock year over year. Those numbers forced deep retail incentives that instantly flattened residual value for the entire segment. Even with strong fit and finish, depreciation never slowed. It only followed the spreadsheets. The lesson is simple, yet hard to hear. Reputation cannot outrun logistics. When parts slow, prices follow. And that reality was about to hit an even bigger name. The van that once symbolized adventure now stands as proof that oversupply can humble any legend. Winnebago Travato 59G. Momentum can be a blessing until it turns into weight. The Winnebago Travato 59G carried years of goodwill as the dependable van for real travelers, compact, efficient, and proven. Yet, in 2024, that reputation collided with the harsh side of supply and demand. New units averaged roughly $152,900 on dealer floors. By the following autumn, verified Black Book reports placed the same models near $103,400, a decline of nearly $50,000 in under 12 months. The reason was overconfidence at the top of the production chain. Winnebago expanded manufacturing to meet pandemic-era enthusiasm, unaware that interest rates approaching 8% would choke new financing. Dealers filled lots while banks tightened approvals. Used inventory then ballooned, fueled by trade-ins from owners escaping high payments. Within weeks, the resale price line bent downward. Travato's durability never faltered, but demand did. Every additional van listed online undercut the next, until depreciation became momentum of its own. Buyers scanning listings this winter will see the evidence. Dozens of low-mile units competing for fewer hands. Timing, not quality, set this loss in motion. The Travato 59G remains a solid machine, but the market around it has shifted from loyalty to liquidation. And when a trusted icon stumbles, the ripple doesn't stop. It rolls straight into the heart of the mainstream motorhome class. If you want more market-backed updates before the next price swing hits, make sure you're subscribed. Every video here tracks real numbers, not guesses, so you'll always know when to buy, when to wait, and when to walk away. Jayco Greyhawk 27. Confidence can turn to caution in a single production cycle. The Jayco Greyhawk 27U found that out the hard way. For years, it symbolized reliability, Ford V8 power, a solid house build, and enough comfort to keep families loyal. In early 2024, new units averaged around $144,995. By mid-2025, the same floor plan listed near $97,500. That is a confirmed depreciation of almost $47,000 in one calendar year. The trigger was timing, not failure. Jayco launched its 2025 production run before dealers cleared prior year stock. That overstack flooded showrooms, leaving sales managers with aging inventory and climbing floor plan costs. Internal memos from August described aging unit write-downs, corporate language for cutting losses. Discounts rippled through every lot, and the used market followed down like a reflection in glass. Owners who bought new last spring now face trade appraisals far below remaining loan balances. Nothing mechanical caused it, just corporate scheduling and impatient production targets. Once oversupply takes root, even good rigs become collateral. The Greyhawk still drives as steady as ever, but its value chart now tells the real story. And if factory timing alone can carve $40,000 from a trusted mid-tier coach, imagine what a full redesign can do to a premium flagship. Newmar Bay Star 3014. Sometimes, even precision craftsmanship cannot outrun progress. The Newmar Bay Star 3014 carried the hallmark of reliability hand-built interiors, quiet highway manners, and a name owners trusted for decades. In early 2024, new units averaged roughly $209,000 on dealer sheets. By the close of the following year, the same model hovered near $142,800. That is a measurable fall of more than $66,000 in 12 months, documented in the Quarter 3 2025 RV Market Report. A single chassis update triggered the slide. Ford's new F53 platform with a 7.3-liter engine and digital dash made older Baystars feel obsolete overnight. Dealers dumped inventory, incentives gutted pricing, and trade values collapsed. Owners who bought a season earlier faced instant losses. Depreciation came from evolution, not defect proof. That technology now moves faster than equity. The Baystar's craftsmanship still earns respect, but its balance sheet shows that every update costs more than parts. It costs lasting buyer confidence. And if incremental innovation can drain $60,000 from a gas coach, imagine what happens when boutique luxury bets on technology that becomes outdated overnight. Grech Strada Ion. Technology promises progress, but sometimes progress costs more than the payment book reveals. The Grech Strada Ion entered 2024 as the showpiece of boutique craftsmanship, Mercedes-Benz Sprinter foundation, lithium power system, and hand-finished interiors. Its launch price hovered around $259,900. A year later, verified listings on the Luxury Van Resale Index placed average resale near $178,000. That is a documented loss of roughly $81,000 within 12 months. Grech's innovation became its undoing. Mid-year battery and software upgrades made earlier Strada Ion models feel outdated overnight. Dealers slashed prices to match new specs as 7.8% interest drained buyers. Demand faded, equity vanished, and a luxury van built on technology proved progress can devalue faster than steel ever rusts. And that truth sets the stage for the heaviest fall of all, the full-size diesel flagship that turned optimism into a market-wide warning. Thor Palazzo 33.5. Every correction needs a headline, and this year, the Thor Palazzo 33.5 wrote it in bold. At the start of 2024, this diesel pusher symbolized value luxury floor plans, Cummins muscle, and Thor's promise of affordable long-haul comfort. New units carried window stickers around $289,000. By the close of 2025, those same rigs were trading for roughly $184,000, a verified fall of $105,000 within a single model year. The downturn began with desperation, not defect. Thor Motor Coach offered $25,000 rebates to clear 24 stock, sparking dealer fire sales and collapsing buyer confidence. Elkhart Auctions confirmed a 36% hit. Owners now owe beyond resale, proving once incentives outrun reputation. Market respect vanishes faster than torque uphill. So there you have it, 12 motorhomes that went from dream buys to financial freefalls in just 1 year. If yours made the list, don't panic, just plan. The market always cycles, and smart timing can save you thousands the next time around. What do you think? Is this the bottom or just the beginning of a bigger drop? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Hit like if this helped you spot the trend, and subscribe for the next market update before the prices move again.